Hello, it's Ben Plumley here, and welcoming you to a new podcast brought to you by those lovely party people at A Shot in the Arm Media. Well, this podcast is very personal. I've just been diagnosed with colon cancer, and for reasons that'll become clear if, as you must, you subscribe and smash that like button. In the early episodes, I explain why, for me, it is so important to fight the stigma cancer causes, and this cancer, colorectal cancer in particular. The podcast is called Colon Meet Cancer, but as you will see and hear, if you like and subscribe, from the early episodes, it could also be called Hurry Up and Wait. I debate whether I should be doing this at all, whether it shouldn't be kept ashamedly deeply private, like my family history in the 1570s, but I conclude that it may be useful to some people, practitioners, policymakers, and people going through similar experiences, if I do share what it is like, not from the perspective of a public health professional, but shock horror as a real person. I want to talk about the science, because let's face it, in 2025 United States of America, medical science is under threat, not least from the foolish little Secretary of Health and Human Services and his coterie of internet skeptics. But I also want to explore what it is really like, from experiencing the medical interventions, how they leave me feeling, and what it is like to experience healthcare in the Republic of California in the mid-2020s, warts and all. I also want to root it in the people, feelings, books and experiences that have shaped me, made me who I am, and which are important to me now, ones that become important to me as this journey gets going, and ones which, frankly, I jettison from the past as no longer being relevant. A good example of that is Donna Tartt's novel, The Secret History, which utterly affected me and threw my world upside down when I first read it, but which doesn't resonate with the 2025 Ben Plumley anymore. Oh, and T-shirts. I shamelessly and proudly acknowledge the inspiration of YouTube influencer and biblical scholar Dan McClellan. Today, my T-shirt design is of the much overrated Austin Allegro, which along with the Tesla Model Y, the Morris Marina, managed to bring an extraordinary car-making heritage to an end. So I end this preface with a conversation I had with my niece a few days ago, which still strikes me and which has a certain Proustian à la recherche de temps perdu about it, and which I feel is actually pretty relevant for the moment. My niece rang to express her condolences on the death of one of my favourite pop stars, Neil Tennant, one half of the Pet Shop Boys. Now, hold your horses. Neil is, as far as I'm aware and at time of recording, still very much alive. No, my niece was confusing Neil with Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys. Easy mistake to make, she said, as they are both from the same era, and they both have boys in their names. I offered to take her to a gig on their next world tour, that's the Pet Shop Boys, not the Beach Boys, Deo Valente, and assuming that their venues have accessible and clean toilets, which presumably are a must for most Pet Shop Boys fans these days. They can still perform in public, she asked in askance. My God, they should call their next world tour the Antiques Roadshow. Ha ha ha, Daisy. And so, I hope that there are many, many more roadshows on the journey I'm embarking on, and it won't just be about antiques from my life, but also the new exciting experiences, people, books, and yes, podcasts that we encounter on the way. And see, Daisy, how I was able, albeit tenuously, to connect the Pet Shop Boys, the Beach Boys, Antiques Roadshow, and World Tours back to colon cancer and Colon Meet Cancer, the podcast. Thank you for embarking on this journey with me.